Well, let's have a look at what I got yesterday for free. An old Farmall H. My neighbor brought this over, gave it to me for free. He got it for free, so we're going to play with this thing, I think, a little bit and see if we can't get it running. Now, I don't know anything about it other than it's a Farmall H, is what I'm told. I don't know really anything else about it. I haven't looked through serial numbers or anything. The main problem with this one that we know about is the engine is locked up. It's been sitting for a long time. So he had it at his place and he was soaking down the engine in some penetrating oil and trying to turn it over with a pipe wrench there, and he got it to turn a little bit, but it would always stick. So I'm thinking the thing's probably got a pretty good rust ridge in the cylinders, and it's getting to a certain point and stopping the engine. So probably gonna have to pull the head off there and take a look and see what's going on. But other than that, it's it's a tractor, kind of beat up, but it's got a plow on it. Haven't tried out any of that out, obviously. One of the tires here is a different size than the other one, but luckily he gave me the spare tire he had. He's got another one, I think, but this is the bigger one we're gonna replace because she's kind of she's a little rusty in there. That's gonna be a job and a half, I think, when I get to that. But first thing first, I gotta try to get it unstuck and then see if I can get it running. Now, it doesn't have a carburetor on it, and he's got a few pieces back at his place that he's going to bring up. So for now, even if I did get it unstuck, I can't just fire it up. But oh, here we go. Here's a bunch of numbers. Don't really know what any of that means, but yeah, I suppose you guys probably do on the internet. You can tell me all about it. So this is going to be, I think, the future project for whenever I get around to it, I guess. I think the first thing I'm going to do is probably just start popping this head off here. He's already taken the valve cover off, but I think the head's going to need to go. So I'll start spraying these bolts down, make sure they'll come loose, and then we'll go from there. Alright, I've taken the valve cover off and I've sprayed down kind of everything that I think is going to need to come off to get this head out of here. And I think the first thing I'm going to try to take off is this intake and exhaust manifold here, just to reduce the weight of the head once I actually break it loose. And then I think we'll move on to the, what is that thing? Water pump something or other? I don't know, it's coming off. And I went ahead and I sprayed down the valve train a little bit too, just in case, because that's going to have to come off before I take the head off too, I think. Maybe I can leave it on. I don't know. Might be easier just to take it off so I don't wreck nothing. But let's get started. Well, they seem to be coming off pretty easy. Hope the rest goes this simple. I'll have to find them washers, I suppose, but we got that part off. I don't know why, but it always seems that older equipment, older stuff, just seems to come apart better than you think it should. Like those engines I pulled from the pasture, they've been sitting in the dirt out in the elements for probably 50 years, and some of them came apart real easy. And then there was an engine down there I took apart that was from the 80s, I think, and it probably had only been down there 15 years or so, and I could not get anything apart on that. So I don't know what they did back in the old days, but they sure made it a lot easier to get apart. I've got the intake and exhaust off. I suppose I can pull this off and then start pulling the valve train and get the head off of there. Alright, well, I got all the bolts and everything out of the way. I had to take the steering shaft out and the throttle linkage out of the way. So hopefully this thing will come out, but it's being kind of stubborn. So I think I'm going to see if I can pick it up with the crane there and pop it loose. Unfortunately, I may have gotten a little bit too close with the tractor here, or with the truck here on the tractor, and kind of pop one of my lights out. I don't think I broke it, but I'll have to pull it forward a couple inches and see what I can do. I really can't get it any more square because there's a fence there, but I'll pull it forward a bit and then we'll strap this up and see if I can pick it up at all. Alright, I got it hooked to the crane. I don't need to lift it up all the way, I just need to see if I can pop it loose with the crane. Hopefully it'll break loose, but we're going to find out. I think I see what I missed. That, I'm pretty sure, is a bolt. I thought it was just a gauge, but looks like it could be a bolt. I guess I'll let her down and pull it out and see what happens. Yeah, I'd say that was it. That was what was holding her in, so let's give her a try now. Should go much better. There we go, she's loose now. I could probably pick her up right off of there. Well, after a little bit more work, I got that head off. I had to take another line out of the way and pry it up a little bit, and she came off. And I think that cylinder is our biggest problem. I didn't pour any oil in here. This was the guy that gave it to me, and the oil hasn't seeped down like it has in the other cylinders. This one's kind of rough too, but the outer ones are good. It's just these center ones are completely locked up, so we'll have to find a way to break those free. And we'll take a look at the head here, and you can see on the head that that cylinder's pretty rusted up. I think the valves are still free, but I don't know how good the seats are there on those two. But we can take her in the garage and clean her up anyway. And as for this one, I'm not sure how I'm going to get it unstuck, but at least I know that that one's the bad cylinder. So I suppose I'll just let that soak for a while, cover this up, because it's going to sit out here, and come back to it later.